Honestly, I have no words. I did not think that they could fuck up Overwatch 2 even more than they already have until they literally just killed Overwatch 2. Hello everyone, it's me and Elda's back with another video, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I'm talking about because at this point everyone who's been involved in Overwatch 2 or talked about it or mentioned it, or just people who know about it have been talking about it all over YouTube, which is, yeah. PvP, the entire reason for Overwatch 2's existence, has officially been killed off. It was announced yesterday by some of the developers, also been talked about in an interview that GameSpot reported, which basically showed the roadmap for the future seasons and the upcoming updates for Overwatch 2, and basically explained that the PvE hero mode is being scrapped. Which, of course, now many people are upset, disappointed, betrayed, pissed off, numbed, and rightfully so, because the whole entire point of shutting down Overwatch 1 to make Overwatch 2 stop development for so many years of Overwatch 1, and the fact that this was something they've been advertising and promoting and discussing about since 2019, even releasing a video at I believe a BlizzardCon convention, which showed this huge, amazing, cool mission with the PvP hero compound that would allow players to gather their squad and play through a narrative-driven multiplayer experience, and have a progression system that would unlock new talents and have a skill tree and all of that they talked about back in 2019. Yeah, all of that just being scrapped. And this was slowly revealed in a update video that was released at the time that I'm recording this yesterday. Now there was also, like I said, an interview where they go into it. I admire Aaron Keller, I believe his name is, who was just basically upfront being like, yeah, exactly, so we're definitely not doing the hero mode and the talent and all that power progression anymore. And he also admitted that this was something they had figured out running up to the launch of Overwatch 2, that they could not basically build that other game. Now, there's a huge interview on it. It's pretty long, so I'm not gonna I'm just skimming over the interview. I will leave a link to it in the description below if you really want to go more in depth into it. But basically, Aaron Keller basically admits that they were running into problems when it came to developing this game, and that running up to the launch of Overwatch 2, they knew that they weren't going to be able to do it. Basically meaning the thing that they advertised that was supposed to be in Overwatch 2, when they literally launched it, they pretty much figured out they weren't going to do it, and still went through with it and telling people it would come at a later date. Essentially, I mean, you can say that they lied to people, because they lied to people about this. Now, I'm not going to blame the team for this. I'm pretty sure this was more of a Blizzard thing than the team itself. I'm pretty sure the developers are just as mad about doing this, and as much as the gamers are for being lied to about this and being pumped up and excited for, because for a lot of people, this was literally the entire point of continuing Overwatch. And even some of the most dedicated players that have been playing this game for years are just betrayed and are actually considering some downright just uninstalling the game and quitting their all support of Overwatch 2 or Overwatch all in general. Because now at least the question is, what the fuck is Overwatch 2 now, considering that they just canceled the main reason of Overwatch 2's existence? At this point, Overwatch 2 is literally just a logo change and a new coat of paint, and getting rid of a tank now that, unlike in Overwatch 1, you only have 5 players in the team rather than 6. Now, there is a roadmap that they did discuss where they do plan on adding story missions, but they're going to be played out as new events. I think like one-time events rather than a whole PvP experience and story mode to build up on. It's definitely going to be played more as smaller events building out throughout the seasons of Overwatch 2. So basically there is still going to be some PvP elements, so it's not completely scrapped, but it's going to be bare bones and basically just a small minuscule part compared to what they actually promise entirely, which I'm not even gonna lie, it's pretty disappointing. And this isn't coming from someone like, I never liked Blizzard, but I've always loved Overwatch. I mentioned basically my video talking about the disastrous launch of Overwatch 2 that I always stood by Overwatch being my favorite and one of the best multiplayer games ever, because it definitely was there's very few games like Overwatch, and I've always loved Overwatch. I still do. In Overwatch 2, it is a good game because it's essentially the first one, and I even mentioned in a few other videos that I liked Overwatch 2 and was excited for the PvP, but essentially that was what I was waiting for the most, and for them to literally scrap the thing to make Overwatch 2, I don't know, it is kind of, that's a hard punch in the gut, and I don't even know like what I want to do anymore when it comes to the game, because I have hundreds of hours put into this game, and man, so many great memories with me and my brother, because he got me into this game, and he long since stopped supporting this game. I'm pretty sure he haven't even touched Overwatch 2, I think like maybe twice he did, and that was it. But it's like he doesn't want to support the game anymore, and now I'm just like, I don't either, because you know, you can only be lied to and promised to so much before you just stop. And I feel like a lot of people, this was the final spark to just say, I'm done, because people all over Twitter are pissed, and rightfully so. So I'm not even for sure what Blizzard thinks they were polling here, because I don't even know, like, when it comes to like advertisement laws, if this is even illegal, because they pretty much admit that they knew this was never going to happen, like right as they're launching Overwatch 2, but yet they told people PvP was going to come at a later date. I don't know, unless they were talking about the small story modes, but didn't just admit to it. I don't even know why they even shut down Overwatch 1 at this point. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. I might touch the story modes to see what they're about, but that's probably it. Because it is beyond upsetting to see how they handled this. You know, I mean, I've always said from day one that the worst part of Blizzard, the worst part of Overwatch was Blizzard, that they were run by Blizzard, and this is just one of the many reasons why. So I don't know what they are expecting to come out of this, because I'm pretty sure they just lost a huge following. They lost a lot of supporters and big YouTubers that are going to quit playing Overwatch because of this. And I don't blame them, because even with the disaster launch of Overwatch 2, they still had a decent player count and a decent loyal following that would still regularly play this game. And I'm sure they lost all of those people, because those people kept playing Overwatch 2 despite that disastrous launch because of the promised PvE. But now that's dead, and I'm pretty sure those players just had enough of it, just as I did. So I don't know what the future of Overwatch 2 is, but they essentially killed Overwatch 2. So as far as I'm concerned, Overwatch 2 is just dead. And with that being said, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos as often as I can. I know this video is just a rant, but I just needed to rant about this. There's definitely 100 videos of talking about this that do a much better job than I did. I will leave a link to the interview with GameSpot talking to why they scrapped Overwatch 2 and some of their plans in the future, if you really want to read about it, in the link in the description below. To be honest, there isn't really much more I can say that hasn't been said already, because so many people were let down. It's sad. It's really sad, the state that gaming has come at, where you can blatantly lie to millions of people and just think you can, and just think that's fine. And as always, till next time, bye-bye.